Hey everybody, Bob from the Stogie'd Network here on a beautiful fall day in the DC metro area. It's about just about 60 degrees right now. I'm actually kind of wondering if I should have sunscreen on. As you can tell, my ruddy Irish complexion may not be able to take a whole hour here in the sun with our feature stogie of the day. This one is the Aroma de Cuba, Amor. It's the Magnifico size, which is 6 inches by 52 ring gauge. The wrapper is a Connecticut broadleaf grown in Ecuador, and the filler and the binder are both Nicaraguan. It costs $9.75, which is a little high from some of the prices that I've seen from the online people as well as some of the local retailers, and we purchased it from Davidoff Cigars up in Olney, Maryland. Now, looking at the cigar, we see that it's a bit leathery. Haven't had it humidified probably as much as I should have in the past week, so I don't know if you're going to get any oils out of it once you put it in proper humidification, but it's still doing just fine. It's definitely leathery, a little darker, and just a little bit toothy. It's got just enough tooth to really carry it off, though, I think. So aesthetics wise, I think we're going to give it a solid 4.0. By the way, I'm using the official Stogie'd cigar rating tracker that you can use as well if you're going to judge this along with me. You can get that right at our website at Stogie'd.com. When we put this through post-production, we'll actually have the URL, the web address for where this is going to live on the site, along with a text review of this cigar as well. You'll also be able to download the tracker yourself and use it to rate either this fine cigar, or if you just want to keep track of any cigars and use our system, please feel free to use it. We'd be honored if you did, actually. So our first category is aesthetics. I've just described that, so we're gonna put that down as a solid 4.0 on a 0 to 5 scale. In terms of construction, this is, you can tell, it's solidly built, very solid. Nothing to complain about here. Slightly veiny, nothing too extreme. The cap itself is actually very well put on. You can tell it's not going to come out with without the assistance of a cutter. So judging this against other cigars, I'd say this is a solid 4.0 as well. Put that down right there. Next, we're going to come to what I call the pre-burn, which is something that I do. It's something that's in our cigar rating tracker. Haven't seen a lot of other people do this, but this is where I snip the cap off of the cigar, like so. Turn the cigar cap around, put some of the shavings in there that come out, because obviously you don't want to cut too much of the cap off, otherwise you're just going to ruin the entire cigar. Next, you take a torch lighter, just like this one. You bring it to there and you just kind of light everything up, and then you take a sniff off of the smoke that comes off of it. Everybody out there knows the difference between the smell of a premium cigar and just a machine-made cigar. Not that there's anything wrong with machine-made cigars, but there definitely is a difference in the way it smells in terms of the smell qualities. In other words, you don't want a cigar that smells like a cigarette, because, let's face it, no one likes cigarette smoke. So what you do with the pre-burn is you light up the tobacco along with the cap. You take a sniff of it. If it smells good, if it smells like a premium cigar, you just give it a thumbs up and you go on from there. The way I view it, it's kind of like essentially a salad before dinner, when you've got a steak going outside and you can smell the steak from the grill coming in, and that really whets your appetite. This is the same type of thing. It just really prepares you for the cigar smoking pleasure that you are going to have once you light this baby up. So let's go ahead and do that. Gonna just barely toast the foot here, like so, and now it is slightly windy out here, so it may take a little longer to light. But not too long. Wow, that is really good. Definitely a medium to medium full-bodied. I'd say it's a little bit weaselly there, but at least at the start, you're definitely getting a medium to medium full. Definitely getting a really, really good flavor of, let's see, there's a little bit of oak there. There's definitely some toast there, and you're definitely getting some of the slightly heavier flavors that you'd get from a cigar that you expect to be medium to full flavor. And as you can tell, the wind is blowing in my face a little bit. So, all in all, that's almost, I'd say, about a 4.3 in the flavor dash start range. And something else that we're going to be doing here on Stogie'd, but not necessarily for everyone, every single video review we do, we're also going to have an adult libation with us. And for this one, because it's a fall day, it even has leaves on the label, and because you can't take the boy out of Chicago. No, actually, you can take the boy out of Chicago, but you can't take the Chicago out of the boy. This is from Goose Island in Chicago. Clybourne Street, was there many times when I lived there. This one is the Harvest Ale, which is your basic. It's not quite Oktoberfest. It's definitely more autumnal in flavor. But I've had these already, so I know that they're good. I just want to see what they're going to be like with the cigar here, because you definitely need a slightly heavier beer with a cigar like this. So that's really good. Let's do a chaser here. Really complements it well. There's actually just enough sweetness in it to be a little bit of a contrast, a little bit of a palate cleanser, but at the same time, one is not overpowering the other, because there ain't a lot of sweetness in this cigar, I'll tell you here, ladies and gentlemen. But the two pairings together are very good. I think that most any beer that calls itself a Harvest Ale, as long as it's not too sweet, you're definitely going to be good. And, you know, as I would always say to anyone, you know, no Budweiser, Bud Light, or anything like that with most any cigar, not even one that's really light like a private stock or a Macanudo. So that's going to be it till now. We'll be back at the midway point to see what the cigar is like. Okay, we're back at the midway point here. One of the things that I like about this cigar is that these bands are so freaking huge. I mean, look at this one. This top one looks like it's hanging off of a champion for the WWE or something like that. Which means the bottom, I don't know, chastity belt? Anyhow, this sucker comes in right at the midway point, so you know when you're halfway through a smoke, when you're just about ready to reach that point. Of course, I'd take it off before you actually start burning into it a little bit. Now that we're here, the taste is actually mellowed out a little bit. I'd say it's a little more to the medium side as opposed to the medium/medium full thing, if you want to look at it on some kind of number line or something like that. I haven't had any of the other ones before this. This is actually the third in the line for Aroma de Cuba, but from what I've heard and what I've read online from some of the other reviews of this cigar is that the previous ones have actually been a little stronger. So considering that this one's got some good flavor for a medium cigar, the other ones are probably going to be a little more along the lines of power bombshells, as I'd put it, basically. So as of right now, I'd give this probably about a 3.9. I'd deduct 1/10 of a point off. Not because I'm like a Soviet judge and this is figure skating or anything like that, but it's burning pretty even right now. But well, actually, it's not. It's actually starting to take off a little bit down there. And with the first one I had, there's also somewhat of an uneven burn too. So I'm going to take off just a little bit for that, because now that I've had two and they've both done the same thing, it might be a little bit more endemic. You know, maybe in this lot or something like that. I'm not sure. But anyhow, it's still good. We're still going with it. Have no intention of putting it out anytime soon. And we'll see you back when the sucker's almost done, and hopefully there'll even be some sunlight left. Okay, it's time for the end of the cigar rating. it's really turned into it's kind of actually moved back into more of a medium to medium full, I'd say, in terms of the taste, which I quite frankly like a little better, so I'm going to score it a little bit higher. Some of the toast taste is still there. It actually is getting a little bit of the spice that's noted in some of the other cigars. It is starting to come on a little bit towards the end there, and the burn issues have kind of burned themselves out, I guess you could say. So we're gonna rate this here as a 4.3 in terms of that. So it's definitely, I think, the strongest part of the cigar is coming in, strongest in terms of both taste and just in terms of overall enjoyment, is definitely coming in towards the end of the cigar. So you average all that together, that's what, I'll have a rating on the website itself, but I think it's about a 3.85, which is definitely a good rating. It's slightly under that magic 4. But like I said, it's mainly because of the burn issue that it had before. That may be because of the proverbial operator error, maybe on my part. So I wouldn't put too much. I wouldn't put too much into that. The other categories that we have, would I consider this a finger burner? I don't know. I still haven't decided yet. It's probably going to get pretty close to a finger burner because that taste is coming on a little bit more. I don't think it's going to get so strong that you just kind of go and just kind of, you know, toss it out basically. So I think that that it is going to have finger burner status. So you know, for those of you keeping score at home, that's a yes. And then when you combine it with the ratings and the price, a 3.85-ish, plus the price of 8 to 9, you know, $9.75 a stick, I definitely think is a good price for this. You're not gonna wish that you had bought something less expensive. So on that note, I say we give it a thumbs up. So on that note, that was the Aroma de Cuba Mi Amor cigar. There are other cigars in the line, so in case you don't see that at your local tobacconist or your favorite online retailer is out, you could definitely be safe with some of the other ones just from what I've been reading about them online. I'm definitely going to try to get some more in the future as well in terms of the other line. There's so many cigars out there, there's only so little time, if you know what I mean.